6:45 this morning in our Sunrise Smart Start, serious questions are starting to come up after a car crash that took the life of a 17-year-old in the village of East Rochester. It happened Saturday morning in the area of Bluff Drive and Garfield Avenue.
Those questions are circulating because a Monroe County Sheriff's Office patrol car was seen by a witness and on video driving away from the scene of the crash. Now both the Sheriff's Office and the Attorney General's Office are conducting separate investigations. Christian Garzone has more.
The Sheriff's Office says a resident called investigators Monday to report they had seen a deputy driving away from the crash Saturday morning. A video later obtained shows the car involved in the accident speeding and the patrol car with flashing lights about 10 seconds behind.
Police on location reporting heavy entrapment, part of vehicle into a house.
Seconds later, East Rochester police request heavy rescue for the entrapment on Garfield Avenue. 17-year-old Clark Palin, an Aquinas Institute student from Honeoye Falls, died in the crash. Investigators say he lost control of his vehicle, but the full picture isn't clear.
We just don't know, so we're looking into it.
Under Sheriff Corey Brown says anytime there's a fatality that might involve a deputy, the Attorney General's office has to investigate. But this scenario is different because an internal investigation was immediately paused after that resident called on Monday. Brown says sharing all this is the office being transparent.
The good part about getting information out early is you're being open and everyone can see what's going on. The bad part is we just don't have information like that.
It's not clear why the deputy was in the area or why they were flashing their lights. Residents here concerned that a teenager died in this way on these usually quiet village streets.
It's just sad to see that someone so young lost their life.
For News 8, this is Christian Garzone.
Christian, thank you. The deputy in question has been placed on administrative duty while the investigations are underway.
Back in September, the AG's office recommended MCSO put dash cams in their cars after a deputy fatally struck a pedestrian. Rochester Police Department's Major Crimes Unit has released photos of a man they believe is connected to the murder of retired officer William Keith Booker. They're also working with Booker's family to provide a cash reward to anyone with information about the fatal shooting on September 25th. Anyone with information leading to the arrest of William Keith Booker's murder is asked to call the Major Crimes Investigators. Their number's at the bottom of your screen right now. It's 585-428-7517.
A former security guard at a Spencerport High School has been arrested on multiple child pornography charges.
Officials say Jason Lane of Greece was linked to a Yahoo account that uploaded child pornography, including an image of a partially nude preschool-age child that appears to have been taken at a child care facility in Rochester. That's according to officials.
In their search, investigators say they found images of students at Spencerport High School that appear to have been taken while the 27-year-old worked as a security guard there.
In a statement, the Spencerport superintendent says, quote, "This is understandably upsetting news, yet we wanted to notify our families as quickly as possible with the information and reassurance given to us. We will keep you updated as needed. If you feel your student is in need of support, we ask that you contact your school principal via email so we may promptly address their needs."
Monroe County Executive Adam Bellow's $1.34 billion budget proposal includes property tax relief, employee pay raises, and bonuses for 2023. The budget outlined yesterday also includes $14 million to expand law enforcement. Funds for workforce development, drug overdose prevention programs, and renovations at Frontier Field and the Seneca Park Zoo are also part of the spending plan. Both the president of the legislature, Sabrina Lamar, and Republican Majority Leader Steve Brew released statements in support. The budget is expected to be considered during the legislature's meeting on December 13th.
Supporters of the plan to create 5 majority black legislative districts in Rochester say they plan to sue if County Executive Adam Bellow vetoes the, quote, Crescent Map. The Monroe County Legislature voted to adopt the new map last month, but Bellow has said the map is problematic and he would veto the plan. Supporters say the new districts would increase black representation in the county, while those against it say it violates federal rules and would be breaking up long-standing communities in Rochester.
Employees of the Rochester Police Accountability Board are once again calling for city leaders to officially recognize their efforts to unionize. During a press conference, staff members say intimidation from PAB management and board members has increased since they announced plans to unionize. Staff members say employees have been wrongfully terminated or forced to resign. The PAB maintains any disciplinary actions have been consistent with city guidelines.
On October 6th. Staff have had projects reassigned with no explanation, received disciplinary write-ups with no explanation, and have been fired without understanding why. Reports of these incidents have been shared with city HR to no avail.
If the employees maintain a union, it will give them the due process they need. Additionally, Rochester City Council has announced the results of an investigation into suspended PAB Executive Director Connor Dwyer Reynolds will be available to the public next Wednesday.
All right, 6:51 right now on your Friday morning. James, it's Veterans Day. We've got high school playoff games tonight, but the weather's not really cooperating.
If only we could just save what's going on right now and try to push it along through the afternoon. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. We've got rain out there for you tonight. Temperatures right now, Greece at 58, 54 South Bristol, 50 in New York. Generally, this is very warm to start off the 11th of November on this Veterans Day. We get to the mid-60s, but that's not without the rain. Expect those showers to likely take over by lunchtime, noon, and then be heavy at times through this afternoon and this evening. Make sure those gutters are clear of all those leaves that are still hanging out with us today. Mel?
All right, James, thank you. Taking another look at the roads this morning. Things are still looking really good out there. No new accidents to report. All the main arteries are running on time, including 390, 490, 590. If anything changes, though, we will, of course, let you know throughout the morning. The Salvation Army of Greater Rochester kicking off its 2022 Red Kettle campaign yesterday at Marketplace Mall. To get things started, the nonprofit announced its goal for this year is to raise $365,000 for families in need. The Salvation Army has held this holiday tradition for more than 100 years in an effort to provide meals, shelter, and other necessity to those in the community. The efforts extend beyond the holiday season, and the Salvation Army says what they need most right now is volunteers.
The Villa of Hope celebrating the grand opening of the Gregory E. Policini Living Hope Treatment Center. Policini was well known in the Rochester area as an artist, fashion designer, and philanthropist. He passed away nearly 2 years ago from alcohol addiction, and the treatment center was named in his honor. Villa of Hope says the new center will serve youth starting from age 16 who are suffering from substance abuse.
This is something that puts Rochester on the map. The winners are in. The National Toy Hall of Fame unveiled their 2022 inductees. The winners are the top Masters of the Universe and Light Bright. Toys up for consideration are judged on 4 points. That's icon status, longevity, discovery, and innovation. This year's winners beat out Bingo, Catan, Nerf, Phase 10, and several more.
The power of Grayskull alive for 80s children everywhere. A restaurant opening in the new Neighborhood of Play project in Rochester is called Nerdvana. It combines upscale comfort food, craft cocktails, and local beer on tap, all while being able to play video and board games. The restaurant owner, who worked on the popular video game franchise Borderlands, says she wanted to create something that celebrated video games and also gives adults a place to go.
Time now to go inside the huddle. Josh Allen did not practice for a second straight day. He was seen in the practice facility after the workout wearing the same brace on his injured arm.
Backup Case Keenum could be the starting quarterback on Sunday against the Vikings, and he talked Tuesday about how comfortable he is coming into a game in any situation. The 10-year veteran is also getting extended first-team reps for the first time since he joined Buffalo, but says he's really been getting reps with the starters all year.
I get all those reps because I stand right behind Josh and I watch where he's throwing the ball and those guys' body language coming in and out of breaks. So I've gotten a lot of those reps with my eyes, you know, the feel and visualization. So I've gotten a lot of those reps before, and, you know, it's just putting them into place.
The next major update on Allen should come this morning when Coach Sean McDermott meets with the media for the final time this week.